NBA fans, welcome back. I'm just going to get right into it today. I'm going to make this one a quick video because I'll have multiple uploads today. Alright, so if you're new to the series, if you're new to my channel, there is a series that I do called 30 Teams in 30 Days. I will basically talk about a team each day. Today I'll talk about two, but I'll make another video later today. But you talk about a team, and then I'm going to grade them. Alright, I'm going to grade their draft. I'm going to talk about their draft, give it a grade. I'm going to do the same thing with free agency. I'm going to talk about their roster, their rotation, what they're going to look like next year. I'm going to give them an overall grade. I'm going to evaluate their offseason and explain why I gave them a grade of what I did. And I'm going to have 3 remaining questions. Alright, so today it happens to be the Cleveland Cavaliers, and let's just get right into it. The draft, they came around, they had the 5th pick, they took Isaac Okoro. Now, I like Isaac Okoro, I thought he's a good player. I think 5 was a little high, because I just don't see his upside being as crazy as other people they could have taken. However, I love the fit, because Cleveland can't guard anybody, ever. No one on their team can guard their position. And Isaac Okoro is an elite defender, and he's going to be an elite NBA defender, if all goes well. So I really like that. Also, I like the fit that he plays primarily the 2-3, but mostly the 3. And they have no really good small forward. I mean, they have Cedi Osman, but come on. You know, I mean, he could be a good bench guy, but he's not a starting small forward on an NBA team. So I think Isaac Okoro fits well. Because of that, I gave their draft a B. Free agency was very underwhelming. They signed Damian Dotson and Thon Maker. Sweet. And they lost Tristan Thompson, which, you know, normally I would be like, it's not great. But for Cleveland, it's like they have Andre Drummond, and it's not the biggest need. And 2 years, $19 million to Boston. If I'm Cleveland, I'm not spending that money. But, you know, their free agency was extremely underwhelming, especially for knowing where they're at. I mean, they have Kevin Love, they have Andre Drummond, they have Colin Sexton, Darius Garland, now Isaac Okoro. You would think that they're at that weird spot, like, how many years left do you have with Kevin Love? Andre Drummond's on his last year of the deal. Like, you would think they would try to make a sign to try and win, or at least try to get into a playoff contention spot right now. But they didn't do that, and because of that, I gave their free agency grade a D. It doesn't make any sense. It's like they know they're not good, but at the same time, like, you got to move on from Kevin Love or Andre Drummond or even Darius Garland or Colin Sexton. Everything is just such a weird fit in Cleveland. I don't know. I don't love it. So right now, their roster's looking like Darius Garland and Colin Sexton, like I said, at the 1 and 2. Isaac Okoro probably starting at the 3. Kevin Love and Andre Drummond at the 4 and 5. Their bench, Kevin Porter Jr., who I really like. I think he's a really good player. Dante Exum, who, I mean, I don't even know if any part of his body isn't broken anymore. Cedi Osman, like I talked to you about earlier, he's okay. I don't hate him. He's a decent scorer off the bench. Larry Nance Jr., he's a good energy guy. I think they could get something in return for him if they traded him this season. And Dylan Windler, who I like too. I think he's a good shooter. He kind of reminds me of Kevin Huerter a little bit. Not as good, but he could be decent if he could hit around high 30, 40% from 3. I think he could be a pretty good role player on the team. So 3 questions I have for him right now. How long are they going to try to make this Kevin Love, Andre Drummond thing work? Honestly, it's so weird to me. It's so weird to me that the Cavs front office has always been so questionable. And it's like, if I'm Cleveland, I'm trading Kevin Love, right? At this point, it's like I don't even know what you can get in return, but it's like he's not a bad player. And I feel like you gotta move on from Kevin Love. You gotta move on from Andre Drummond. First of all, he's not worth a re-sign. That's just how it is. And you didn't really trade anything for him. He's a decent player who gives you crazy rebounds. I'm sure you could probably get something in return. I'm moving on from both of them. I'm entering full freaking rebuild if I'm Cleveland. It's the only way. You got to stop avoiding it. Just do it. And then number 2, can Isaac Okoro, because this is what I'm saying, can he handle guarding the best player on the opposing team every single night? That's a really tall task to ask of a rookie, and it's unfortunate because he is the only good defender on the starting roster, and he's going to be exhausting himself on the defensive end that I just don't see him progressing that much offensively because of the amount of work he is putting in on the defensive end. Now, I feel bad for the kid, right? I mean, first year in the NBA, he's going to be guarding like Ben Simmons probably, LeBron probably, like the best players in the league, the best scorers, the best 2 and 3 guys, and that's not fair to ask of him. That's not fair. You're just throwing him right into the fire. But I mean, the fit made sense, but it's just like, holy smokes, it's questionable. And then, how much longer are they going to try this Sexton Garland experiment too? It's really curious to me. I didn't like the fit when it happened. I mean, Darius Garland and Colin Sexton are both primary ball handlers. I mean, I would say probably primary point guards, but it's questionable because I don't think either of them can play the two very well. I think Darius Garland is a better point guard than Colin Sexton. I would probably have Sexton as a scoring 2 guard, but that's just because they're both on the same team. I like them both. I think they're both okay players. I think Colin Sexton is good. I don't think he is hot, like a crazy high ceiling, but I don't understand the fit. I don't think Cleveland understands the fit, and there will be a point in time, I think sooner rather than later, where they need to make a decision on which one they would rather keep. It's probably after this year, maybe after next year, but that time is coming. So, overall grade, I'm gonna give them a C-. At least they took a direction with drafting Isaac Okoro. I mean, he fits a need. He just fits the overall fit of what they needed in the draft. But the team is just so confusing. Like, the team is just overall so confusing. Like, I don't understand. It's like they just have a bunch of players that they just like, all right, we need 5 guys to throw out on the court, and they just chose 5 random guys who basically play 3 positions. And it's weird. Cleveland is weird. I don't think they're going to be good this year. I don't know why they are still holding on to Kevin Love as long as they have, or Andre Drummond. And for that reason, I have probably Cleveland in the bottom 3 of the East. I think they're going to probably have like a top 7 pick again in the draft. And that could be really good for them. I think if they could manage to get the number 1 pick, Cade Cunningham. What else? You need 3 point guards on your starting 5? That would be hilarious. But maybe that could help them understand that they need to move on from Sexton or Garland for Cade Cunningham, Jalen Smith type guy. I don't know. They're in a really weird spot right now, but that's the Cleveland Cavaliers. That's what happened. That's the LeBron James effect. When LeBron leaves your team, it's a weird whatever's going on. All right, I'll be back with a Sixers video today, probably on Joel Embiid, and I will also have a video today on the Dallas Mavericks on 30 teams in 30 days. So peace out. Enjoy your Sunday. I hope your fantasy football team does well because mine right now is struggling. So peace out. Go Sixers.